We're here for the launch of the Scottish Government's Seabird Action Plan. So we've been really looking forward to this moment in the launch today, but then unfortunately about 10 days ago, Scottish Government decided to grant consent for Berwick Bank offshore wind farm, which is just about 20 or 30 kilometres offshore from where we're standing today. That's potentially, probably by some measures, the biggest offshore wind farm anywhere in the world, and by some other measures, perhaps the most damaging wind farm for seabirds anywhere in the world as well. Seabird Action Plan is doing things like proposing measures to tackle pressures on seabirds at their nesting sites where they are predated by, particularly by non-native invasive species, doing things like maybe reducing, taking action to start reducing perhaps fishing pressure, things like bycatch where seabirds are caught as part of the fishing process. So some really positive things, and we've been working with Scottish Government on this for a few years, but unfortunately with the approval of Berwick Bank wind farm just a week ago, it's a sticking plaster on a gaping wound. I mean, the most obvious thing really is the Bass Rock behind us, world famous site because of the sheer numbers of northern gannets in particular that are on it. The other islands in the Firth of Forth are really important for species like puffins, Kittiwake. If there is one thing that Scotland is kind of top of the table for globally, it really is seabirds. And this is one of the key places in Scotland for seabirds. There is no doubt that offshore wind is a really big part of the solution to climate change, to reduce and decarbonise our electricity supply. And actually, offshore wind is a really big success story. We've kind of moved from having no offshore wind installed just a kind of decade or so ago to being a very significant part of our electricity supply in Scotland and around the UK. Scotland and the UK, globally important for seabirds, so it's vital that we put those offshore wind farms in the right places, in the least damaging places for seabirds. And a site which is just a few kilometres from the likes of the Bass Rock behind where I'm standing just now, the biggest northern gannet colony in the world, is just not the right place to be putting wind farms.